Return to use, relapse, a slip is something we just don't talk about enough. I'm going to be really honest with you. This is something we should talk about more frequently, not less frequently. Sometimes I think the reason we don't talk about it is because we're afraid that people are going to see it as an excuse to go back out and drink. That they're going to say, well, if I can just have a return to use, maybe it'll be okay. And I think it keeps us from talking about it in a way that's actually helpful. I don't see any of these things as failures, and some of you are going to disagree with me on this. It is not a game of success and failure. That is not the way recovery works. Recovery is about gaining new information and acting on that information we gave. And if we start to think about a return to use simply as information, it's going to help us propel ourselves forward. See, for a long time, I really believed that there were two states in recovery. There was failure, the state at which you were drinking, non-abstinent state, and the abstinent state. And those were two very distinct things. One was a failure and one was a success. And I believed that for a really long time. The more I talk to people, the more I understand about this journey of recovery, about what it truly means to be in recovery, I don't see it that way anymore. I see it as a state of continuous learning, that we are gaining new information every step of the way, and sometimes a return to use is new information. The other thing is we have to divorce ourselves from this idea of success and failure because it feeds the idea that if I fail, I am a failure in which I am going to continue in. The abstinence violation effect comes into full force here, and we see people not just having a drink and then learning from it, but continuing this idea that, well, I am a failure and I failed, and now I'm going to continue on this path of destruction because it's who I am. My clients that I work with, this is not what I experience. The people I talk to every single day, this is not what they experience. So many people will have an instance of return to use. They will have a drink. Maybe they'll have a bad day, but they're not having 1,000 drinks. They're having a couple drinks, learning from that, saying, this is not the path that I want to be on. And they get right back at it. They are back on the path of recovery really quickly. It is not a failure. It's new information. When we approach return to use this way, we gain instead of losing.